welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Allie, and I'm so excited to be participating in the Halloweenathon. This is hosted by Kelsey from Slimes and Slashers here on YouTube, but I'm going to have links down below to the readathon's Instagram page and all of that. You can definitely go check out her introduction video of what is Halloweenathon, but like it sounds, it is a readathon for the month of October for Halloween. She does have quite a few hosts, and then also she has a portion of people who are also like extra hosts that will have prompts and stuff like that for people to use. But the whole gameplay of this is to kind of just do what you want. She created some really cool game board templates so that you could follow along with the game board. You could create your own game board. There's so many spreadsheets of just people's recommendations, the different host recommendations, ideas, prompts, all kinds of stuff. There is so much with this readathon that I'm not gonna lie, I was a little overwhelmed at the creativity of it. There is so much going on, but it's so cool because everybody will be able to do what they want with this. So if you're not a reader, you can jump in at any week and use these prompts towards movies or activities, whatever you want to do. But yeah, there's activity prompts. There's a lot of prompts that are watch a movie or read a book. So you can kind of choose, do you want this prompt to be reading a book or do you want this prompt to be watching a movie? So on and so forth. Again, check out her video. I'm not here to announce her readathon or anything, but I did want to show my board because I am just going to be using her standard template here. She also has these different pages of prompts from each host or co-host, and also the little areas in between. I absolutely love this board so much. I think it's so cool that there is different locations. So I'm hoping with my vlogs, this will be a 5-part series because I am starting a little late on mine because we're moving and it's just kind of delayed everything Halloween for me. So with that being said, it's delayed my Halloweenathon reads for sure. And while we are still moving and trying to get situated, I think there's only a couple of days left of actually physically moving and doing trips. I thought it would still be a good time to sit down and film my intro so that I can get started on my first book at least. And the rest of this video is probably going to be behind the scenes me just unpacking, which I'm excited to get to that point where there's no more trips and we're all in one spot, but it's just everything is everywhere and I couldn't even find half of my Halloween decor right now. So I had tried to set up and look as spooky as I could for this intro. Along with Kelsey, the other main co-host are Kitty, Cameron, Lauren, and Katrina. And then there's Kelsey. So there's 5 of them, but so each one of them have their location on the map, but then there's locations in between those. So for example, to start us off, I am starting at Kitty's Monster Island, and I'm going to be going into Georgie's Lake. And those are the 2 areas on my map that I'm hoping to get to for this particular part 1 vlog. And kind of for the future parts, so you know what to expect. We'll be hopefully exploring 2 different locations and their prompts for each one of my videos for a 5-part series. So if you're new here, I hope that you subscribe and follow along because I will be posting these vlogs all month. And with that being said, because I feel like this intro is long enough, I am going to just dive right in because this morning I rolled my first number. I am going to be rolling. She does have dice on the Google Doc of different like dice that you can, you know, print out and tape together and make. I did just use a standard dice and I probably will let my kids help me roll some mornings. I feel like it's a little nerve-wracking vlog-wise because if I roll low numbers, we'll be here for a while, but high numbers the whole time, these vlogs are gonna be super short. And we're already starting off with high numbers because this morning I rolled a 6 and got the prompt Merman, Zoolander voice, read a book, watch a movie featuring mermaids. And that was not the direction I thought I was going to be going for my Halloweenathon, but you know what? Just so happens I just checked out Chlorine from my library by Jade Song. I seen Kayla from Books and Lala read this and really rave about it, and I'm always down for like a good like creature feature, but also when it comes to like a story that's like dark but really meaningful but ties in some type of like creature, and I feel like that's what we're getting with this. This is about a girl named Rin Yu who is a swimmer. Her daily life starts and ends with the pool. Her teammates are her only friends. Her coach is her guiding light. If she swims well enough, she will be scouted, get a scholarship, go to a good school. Her parents will love her. Her coach will be kind to her. She will have a good life. But these are human concerns. These are the concerns of those confined to land, those with legs. Rin grew up on stories of creatures of the deep, of the oceans and the rivers, creatures that called sailors to their doom, that dragged them down and drowned them, that feasted on their flesh, the creature that she always longed to become, the mermaid. Rin aches to be in the water. She dreams of the scent of chlorine, the feel of it on her skin, and she will do anything she can to make a life for herself where she can be free. No matter the pain, no matter what anyone else thinks, no matter how much blood she has to spill. I'm excited to get into this. I also have the audiobook on my Hoopla account for my library, so it's just kind of like a win-win choice and pick with this one because I'll be able to read it via audiobook while I'm like making trips and moving and stuff like that, as well as when I have the opportunity to sit down and read it. And it's a pretty short one, so I feel like it is perfect to jump straight in to this one, and I will let you guys know what I think. Sidebar, sorry, this is all over the place. There's just a lot to talk about, but there is photo prompts or like certain prompts that you do like weekly, and this week it is to post your TBR, which for me is like nearly impossible. Like, I don't have this mapped out. I'm kind of just winging it, and I'm just gonna be rolling. Whenever I finish Chlorine, I'm just gonna roll again, and probably the next morning, so that each morning I'm like rolling to continue, because I do have other videos I'll be working on. So if I finish this today, I will just go into something else and then roll again tomorrow type of ordeal. So I don't really have a TBR. I do have books I really want to read this month, and if I can fit them in and put them in some type of prompt or category that pops up with one of my rolls, great. If not, I will probably read them for a different video concept. I also have movies I really, really want to get to this month as well. I kind of wanted to do a whole like 31 days of Halloween, and it just doesn't look like it's happening because we're still trying to get like the whole Wi-Fi and everything like that like switched over, internet switched over. So it's just gonna be what it is right now, and we'll figure it out. But maybe I can end up catching up and still doing 31 movies this month. We will see. But yeah, those are some of my TBR contenders. I feel like that's the most I can share with you for this prompt because I just don't know what I'm gonna roll.
Show and tell, Axel's taken Rocky, his sideboard, and it's a squishy. It's very cool. What are you going to tell your friends about him?
Like to play ping pong with it.
You're so funny.
So excited right now. I am like nervous, but also like really trying to contain my happiness, like, and just like excitedness and giddiness. I am sitting down in my hella spooky chair, getting ready to film. So you know what that means. Not only am I moving in October, trying to pull off a list of looks that I'll be posting, but I'm also pre-filming hella spooky. I'm so excited. It is time. It is time to bring it back. It's been way too long, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. I feel like I jumped into hella spooky and I had so much fun with the 3 episodes that I did, but it took so much time and energy and just so much. It was so overwhelming at the time, and not saying that it's not going to be now, because it is, but I feel like I'm to a point in my life where I'm going to be able to contain it a little bit better, or be able to do all the things and be okay without like losing my mental. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this works out. But I've been working really hard behind the scenes trying to get things in motion for this for a while. So yeah, a lot of things are going to be coming back that I've worked on over the years and just ultimately had to give up to work on my mental health and take some time for myself, which is okay. Everybody should do that. But I'm so excited to be back and to be doing this. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy them. With that being said, I finished Chlorine by Jade's song. I feel like I said so much in my last part about this book and what I thought of this book, and I kind of feel like there's not much more to really say here besides I really enjoyed it. There's aspects for me that make me take it down a notch to 4-star, because I felt like the main character, I related with her in certain ways, not with swimming, but with other aspects of my life that I have felt held back from, or like I'm having to go on somebody else's idea of who I'm supposed to be, or how I'm supposed to do certain things, or, you know, just that type of ordeal is what, or that area of the book, I felt like I related hard with her, because she wants to be so big of a swimmer that she literally wants to be a mermaid, and knows within her soul that she's a mermaid. And sometimes I get that and I feel that passion. I have the same type of passion for so many things that I do and that I love, that I could feel really strongly for her. But I feel like in every other aspect of her life, I don't know if it was the age gap or just the overall disconnect I had with this character that made me drop it to a 4, because I couldn't relate with her all the time and all of the, I guess, aspects of her life, which is fine. But some of it was a little off-putting to me to an extent to where I did dock it down a point, or a star. With that being said, it's still 4 stars. It was really good. I loved the body horror in this and the overall message behind it. I also love that we have the different like talks of her culture in this and her family and good things or things that kind of like triggered her. But I also love that we kind of have this queer representation going on as well. I love an obsession story, and so we had obsession in this. There were so many elements that I really loved in this story. But it just wasn't a perfect 5 for me, and that's okay. I still had an amazing time with it. Really quick read. I zoomed through this like on our last day of moving and making trips with the audiobook, and had a really good time with it. With that being said, this morning I rolled, I believe it was a 4, which put me at 10 on the board, which is the prompt. So funny. Kitty loves Twilight, so perfect that I landed on this. But this is The Skin of a Killer. Book or movie featuring a vampire or make a drink using edible glitter. Such a fun time. I don't think I have stuff for drinks per se. I will check later. I think I have wine and maybe some White Claws from the summer in the back of my fridge. So drink-wise, I'm not so sure on that. But you guys, I got my first ever Aardvark box. I used Jan's code and got my first box for, so I got So Thirsty for $4. Insane. I did add on another book, and I will show you guys my Aardvark box later, or I'll put it over this, a video of it. But I got this, and then I also got I believe it's Lady Macbeth. Is it Ava Reed who wrote that? I don't know. I've just seen the cover everywhere, but I've also seen sneak peeks for it, and that it's like a gothic retelling and all of that. You guys know I'm all about that life. So I did add that on for, I think it's like $9.99. So I ended up getting all of this for like 15 bucks, 2 books, brand new releases for 15 bucks. Insane. But yeah, I was so excited. I actually just gotten this in from my library, and only differences that I've noticed with the original cover and the Aardvark cover is that we have this like Aardvark stamp right here. So it's kind of like book of the month in that sense. But besides that, it's exactly the same. And this cover is just, oh my gosh, it is stunning. So I'm gonna have myself a little bit of a vampire day once I'm done with my filming. I think we're gonna watch The Lost Boys tonight. I could definitely watch Twilight, but like, I feel like I just watched Twilight with my girls not that long ago, and I'm just not ready for that yet. It is hoa season, but I think I'm good right now. I think I wanna watch my Lost Boys, and the drink is up in the air. We'll see what I can do, but more than likely we'll just be reading So Thirsty today and watching The Lost Boys tonight to continue on my little read through Kitty's Monster Island for Halloweenathon.
I ain't afraid of those ghosts. I ain't afraid of those ghosts.
Good morning, you guys. I'm going to be talking a little bit quieter. There's something about filming in public, and I get like this is my house, but like the fact that like neighbors from all over could like walk out and see the new strange girl on the block out here filming on her deck is something I want to try to avoid for at least the first couple months. I absolutely look like I just rolled out of bed, and it's because I did. But after my day full of vampires yesterday, I wanted to roll this morning because I did in fact finish So Thirsty, so we're going to talk about it. But I think today is going to be my last day of part 1 of my Halloweenathon readathon because I was antsy. I had to roll. I am now officially out of Kitty's Monster Island, and I rolled into Georgie's Lake, but I hit the very first one, which is 13. It is The Great Pumpkin. Read/watch a book movie with a pumpkin on the cover or movie poster. And since I really would like to wrap up this vlog today, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to either read a children's book that has a pumpkin on it, or, and maybe I'll do both, I can read with the boys this afternoon, or maybe I just go ahead and give that to a movie because I've never seen Trick or Treat. I believe it's like a 2000 movie, it's like a horror comedy, and I've never seen it, so I'm like, I could watch that today. So it's gonna probably be those two things because I can't think of any books that I actually own that have pumpkins on them. I would have to probably get some type of like rom-com, like fall edition for my library, and they're probably, one, not available because it's fall and everybody's going to be wanting to read those, but I'm also not really in a rom-com romance mood right now. So for future reference, if you have any book recommendations that are like thrillers or horrors with pumpkins on the cover, let me know. I did think about, I think, All Hallows Eve. I think that's the book's name. And I think it's like a jack-o'-lantern face on the cover, so I feel like that could possibly work for that prompt, but alas, I think I'm going to give this to another movie. So I rolled again, and I landed on 17. And this is Trick or Treat Yourself. Treat yourself to a book, a movie, a treat, or a sweet. And I feel like I just did that. Like, I just treated myself to my first ever Aardvark Book Club subscription box and got this one and one other. Last night we also treated ourselves to like little fall holiday cakes. So I feel like I've got treats, I've got sweets, and I've read and watched books and movies this video. So I feel like I've checked that one off. So I did roll again, and I am in the next location, so you guys are gonna have to wait for the next video to see what I rolled, what I landed on, what the prompt is, and how I'm going to continue my Halloweenathon part 2. But with that being said, So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. Sorry, motorbike. So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. It's not what I was expecting. I kind of feel a little let down, but then I felt like I simmered on it a little bit last night, and I was like, you know what? This rings true from what I remember reading writing style from her with Such Sharp Teeth, which is her werewolf book. It's just, I love a good vampire story, but like I tend to go for more of like the older classics or the newer books that read like classics that are kind of like gothic and just everything I want from a vampire story. Where with this one, it's super contemporary, so you're gonna have to go into that knowing that like it's really contemporary. It did have like certain elements that reminded me of that movie, what is it, The Invitation, which I've talked about a lot. A lot of people hate that movie. I like it. I like the like aesthetics of it. It reminded me a little bit of that in a sense of these two friends. This is more of a friendship book over romance, although there is a little bit of romance. A smidge of spice, not too much. But we follow our main character and what, I already forgot her name. How could I forget Sloane? Because she literally mentions it over and over, especially in the beginning. So Sloane and Naomi are friends, and the book starts with Sloane getting a surprise from her husband. We're kind of realizing that their marriage is not amazing. It's kind of like she's just living her life, and she almost acts like her life is like, this is the bed I made and now I have to just lay in it. I'm not going to change anything. I'm unhappy, but like, who cares? Like, this is the life I made. She's set in her ways and she doesn't like change, so that's really hard for her to navigate. Where Naomi, her best friend, is not that way. Naomi is wild. Naomi likes to have a good time. I don't really care for their dynamic. I just didn't really care for it. I feel like as the book went on, I started liking them more and more. But I think because I was looking at it as like a haha silly aspect of it. But yeah, I don't think that this book really needed to have this like friendship core to it. I almost think I would have preferred more... A crow? Hello? I will give you treats. Sorry guys, we're just gonna let him interrupt our video because I can't even tell if it's a crow or not, or if it's a different bird. If it's a crow, I'm letting it pop in and ruin my video. Guys, I just found their relationship very tedious and very just unwanted. and especially in the beginning. But her husband surprises her with this like getaway for 2, but it's like for her and her best friend and not him. And we're starting to already gather that he's kind of like a douchebag. But anyways, her and Naomi, they go on this weekend getaway, and Naomi drags her out to like, because like after she confessed to Naomi that like her marriage isn't going great and it's not what she envisioned for her life, but like this is what it is type of ordeal, Naomi's like, no, you cannot settle for less. Like you need to settle for what you deserve or get what you deserve. And so Naomi takes her like out to like this party, which ends up being like this wild event. I read some stuff that I could have done without, but as we know, those spicy moments definitely are in a lot of vampire books with groups, if you know what I mean. That was probably the spiciest part of the entire book, was just like Sloane being very awkward and not really knowing what to do with herself at an event where there's a lot of people doing some things. With that being said, the spice between like the romance characters wasn't like over the top. It was mild. But this is kind of like the invitation for me, because it's like they're at this party where they're starting to realize something weird is going on, and are these people vampires? And from there on out, it's a pretty bloodthirsty event. I really, really love Rachel Harrison's writing when it comes to the gory bits and the gory details. I feel like she's a very, very imaginative with those parts. I also actually really liked the romance, and that's why I kind of wish that she went in that direction over the friendship direction with this one, because I just felt like we needed more of that in this. Like, she was so good at like the romance with it, and it was almost like an insta-love, which I normally am not like the hugest fan of. I like to warm up to it a little bit more, but I actually really liked it with this one. Now somebody's mowing. Are you kidding me? Anyways, I kind of liked it with this one, but I felt like it was still a little off-putting, where if she would have really focused on the romance more than this friendship, I feel like this could have possibly be a 5-star for me. I think it's just the contemporary elements I wasn't a huge fan of. Oh my god. My latte out there is just gonna have to wait because, oh my gosh, the noise out there is wild right now. Let's see if I can do this. So yeah. The contemporary just really pulled me out of it, and the friendship, I just didn't really get on board with their friendship as much as I would have liked. I think after that, it was just like a wild ride, and I was like, what am I reading at times? But other times, it was almost like a horror comedy, so I kind of liked it. Yeah, I would like to see more romance from her. And more horror bits. She's so good at writing both of those. But I feel like I can't land at a solid 5 with this. Probably a 3 even. I feel like this could be maybe a 4. If I simmer on it a little bit more, and then I might post it to Goodreads. So I'm just not sure where I'm landing, if it's a 3 or a 4. I feel like if it's a 4, it's like barely a 4. Because of the bits that I just didn't really care for, or that I just kind of felt like were unnecessary, or just, I wish he didn't write like as contemporary. Like, it almost feels like I'm reading a contemporary romance, and I don't want that. But it's like, but with this, it's like friendship, and then there's vampires, and then there's, you know, gore, a little bit of gory bits and stuff. But like the first half of this book is just kind of like reading a cheesy contemporary romance that I just don't really tend to love. But I loved where this went though, and I felt like that was really interesting. And she had a bunch of like, not a bunch, but a few of these like gory moments that really pulled the book together for me for it being a vampire read. And again, I love the romance. I just wish it wasn't as insta-love, because she could have focused in on those characters a little bit more than just Sloane and Naomi. Anyways, that's my TED Talk. I'm going to get back outside so I can drink my latte and work on one of my other books. And then I'm going to get ready in a little bit. Probably watch Trick or Treat while I get ready. Unless I save that for James and me tonight. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, I will do that to finish out the vlog. I might even just put like my star rating on the screen for what I thought of Trick or Treat so that I can end out this vlog here. Because I would like to get ready after my latte so I can start part 2 of my Halloweenathon. If you are joining Halloweenathon, please let me know. I would love to come watch your vlogs, or you can let me know in the comments what you've been reading, what prompts you've got. It's so much fun, and everybody's been so creative with it. I've missed like all of the first sprints and stuff, and it's really sucked. I'm hoping like the rest of this month I can like tune in a little bit more and be a little bit more present with everybody. But anywho's, I hope you guys are having a great October. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.